365 days a year right here on our YouTube channels, as well as Twitter, Periscope, and our Facebook groups and pages. So be sure to subscribe to our channels, the like button, do all that kind of good stuff, share these videos. All that stuff helps a ton. It helps keep all this stuff free. Shouldn't take you much more than a couple of seconds. But hopefully you guys are off to a great start to the day. I've been up early doing more college football videos. You can see I've got them a bunch loaded on on Sports Chat, and I have a bunch loaded on Pick Dogs already, but now I'm going through the next set of games, and I did a bunch. I'm up to about 5:30 Eastern time on Saturday, so I don't have that many more to go. Hopefully I'll get those finished today and get the NFL up and published. We got NFL tonight. We've got college football tonight. We got Rod Zawacki, Brian Bittler, Chris Ruffalo with us as always. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Brian's got a date or something. It's all dressed up.
Hey, it's football day. I dress up for football. I'm like Joe D'Amico. I just don't have the Rolex on.
All right. Well, then we got Rod's got the party lights going on back there, flashing. But anyways, it's like I'm trying to look away from it. Anyways, World Series evened up now, game apiece. We've got it's now a best of 5 series, basically a restart. The Dodgers showed that they could reel out their Hall of Fame Cy Young Award winner and beat the Rays number 2, and then the Rays said that, well, we could toss our Cy Young Award winner against your also ran guy and beat you that way too. So it was kind of pretty much the same thing inverted for those 2 games. And Blake Snell not getting any calls whatsoever. I don't know what the announcers were saying, but clearly, I mean, they put the square up there and the balls are landing in there and they're calling them balls. I don't know. He had a no-hitter going. I think he would have gone probably into the 7th, 8th inning with one had they called any of those pitches strikes. But not really sure, what they were saying about it. But he was clearly miffed, and it did get the best of him as he gave up that home run. But it didn't matter. It was all Rays last night, and it's all even. But, Brian, we got football today. What do you got?
I was going to say it did matter as far as the guys that had the under, so those missed strike calls really ended up screwing me. But
yeah, if you had the under in the game, those missed strike calls screwed you because I'll tell you what, the Dodgers weren't going to get a hit. They were not going to get a hit.
That we'd get 7 strong innings out of.
Oh yeah, but, he was on his way to a no-hitter. If they call those strikes, it's a no-hitter. I mean,
yeah, I told Rod I was done with baseball after yesterday because my second grade play was the Rays, and the day before that was the Dodgers -1.5. I just can't. For some reason, I went with the under in both games and just got crushed. So I'm ready for football.
I gave out the under on the free picks, and I got crushed in the comments for giving out the under because it's the only game that's on, and so I got them wrong on the video. So makes me just the worst ever. That I should just give it up.
Well, if you went with the over, they'd agree with you. So just say over every game.
Just pick the squarest play. Dodgers run line in the over. Just give that out every time. Oh, Mitch is the best.
No, I think
it's like, yeah, man. I mean, there was a guy who came on Chris's show on the drive-thru last night in the comments, and it was just like, I mean, what an idiot. I mean, it's just like, it's just terrible. Anyways, I'm a little slow this morning. Speaking of crap, man, I'm a little slow this morning. I did 17 videos before the show that I recorded. They're not posted yet, but I recorded them. So I'm just off Middle Tennessee Rice. It's going to take me a little bit to get past that. It's sorry for the visual on that one, but yeah. That game's on the schedule this weekend. Middle Tennessee, Rice, and I'll tell you, yeah.
And the next week we see some MAC action on there. I was excited when I saw that. So.
Weird. Got like no viewers this morning. Oh well.
Maybe the notifications didn't go out or something.
That's possible.
I don't see any.
Maybe they're just sick of me.
Did you hit the on button? It's key.
I hit the on button.
All right, so you asked me about football today. All right. I'm super excited tonight. College football, 59%, number one human handicapper in college football this season. Last season, number one also. So get my golden ticket tonight on Thursday, or a 3-day pass gets you Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all my college football picks for one low price. Check it out, bigdogs.com.
How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I'm looking to have a big night tonight. I got my Thrilling Thursday 3-pack. Got the side and total in the NFL game tonight, and then I got the winning play in the college football game tonight as well. $29.95 over at the website.
Sounds like a good time. How about you, Rod?
For me, I've got a selection in the college football game and one in the NFL. So I could only come up with two, so I put them each separate in their own package. Your best bet is to get a 3-day, or get a 7-day. Then you'll get them both instead of buying them separate. I couldn't come up with a third to put it in a package. I could only find two on the board today.
It's me too. I got two picks. They're both individually listed. It's always better to get a 3-day or a week or whatever.
Today's the day for 3-day passes, because you might also get NFL in there for free if they load them up on Saturday night. So.
Yep, because the package doesn't run like the package doesn't know what day of week it is. It only goes by the time. So if you buy it like at 6:00 tonight, you'll get it 6:00 up until 6:00.
72 hours.
Yeah, so it runs 72 hours, not like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It doesn't work that way. A lot of people, they don't understand that. The same thing with the month. They think the month is the month. Like September. It's not.
Yeah, no.
So you get a little bit of bonus in there if you buy on the right days. So.
The one that always gets people is they buy the weekly and they forget to include the day that they bought it, like as one of their days. I got it Sunday, so that means I get to the next, whatever. It's like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's 7.
Yeah.
I always forget that day. Anyways, Giants and the Beagles. This is two lousy teams in a lousy division, but believe it or not, this is going to have playoff implications. As crazy as this is, with the Washington playing the Cowboys as well. Someone's going to emerge this weekend as the leader in the NFC East, which I honestly believe 6 wins is going to do it this year. 6,
maybe 5.
Maybe
I think 8. I think it's 8.
7, 6, 7.
8.
No, it's
seven,
good.
I'll tell you what, 7, 8, and 1.
So he's saying the Eagles.
I don't know. I mean, the Cowboys are absolutely just Cowboys. I think the Cowboys lose to the Redskins this week.
Well, they can't lose to the Redskins because the Redskins aren't a team.
Like the Washington football team, whatever. But they need to put Haskins. I need to put Haskins back at quarterback, in my opinion. I don't know why you pull the plug on a young rookie like that, but that's another day and another game.
Well, what do you think about tonight's game, Brian?
Tonight I got Evan Ingram scoring the first touchdown, pays out 10 to 1 or plus 1,000. Eagles are atrocious covering tight ends, so I think Ingram might get that first touchdown. For the game, I think it goes under the number. Both offenses are absolutely hideous. The offensive line of the Eagles is destroyed. Their wide receivers are non-existent. There's no tight end. I would go under the number.
Chris, what are the injuries tonight on I know Philly's got some big injuries here for this game. Key players.
Yeah, I know it was Zach Ertz and Miles Sanders for sure.
And these have been guys. These are their main guys. These aren't like the second string guard, right?
I think Deshaun Jackson suits up tonight. Not that it matters.
But this is Zach Ertz is kind of like the guy, right? And then Sanders has been kind of like the guy who's dressed up a lot of these scores for them. He's broken off 2 giant runs in the last 2 games, 2 big ones. And he's one of those guys that probably when you look at his overall stats, which I'm not a fantasy guy, so I'm not into the minutia of the stats, but he's one of those guys. And Barry Sanders was kind of like this too, where you look at their numbers, and I'm not comparing Barry Sanders and this. I'm not doing that, but I'm just saying Barry Sanders was very similar in that respect. Is that Barry Sanders would rush for 130 yards, but on 22 carries, but 20 of them were mundane, and the 2 were were the 120 yards. Some of the other ones might be losses too. And I think Sanders is kind of the same way. He is a home run hitter. It's hit and miss. Who they got to back him up?
I think Boston Scott runs for 100 yards tonight. So if there's a prop on that.
All right. Well, Chris, back to you.
Well, just to back up your point, you look at the last game.
Brian's talking over you. He's cutting you.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Brian, stop cutting Chris off.
I like Boston Scott. I think he's a nice little spark plug.
Well, just to back up your point, you look at the last game against Baltimore. Miles Sanders, 9 carries, 118 yards with a 74-yard scramble. So it's a big part of that offense.
Same thing. Look at the previous game. You're going to see the same thing against Pittsburgh. You're going to see the same thing.
Yeah. For me, I like the first half to go under the number. I think both teams start out really slow. I think this is going to be an ugly game personally. For my first touchdown, I'm going to go either, if you're going with the Eagles, I know Greg Ward at plus 1,200 or Darius Slayton at plus 1,400 for the Giants.
Rod, what are you thinking tonight?
For me, I'm thinking I like this under like Brian likes as well. I think we're going to have a lower scoring game. This Giants 12th ranked pass rush is going to be attacking Wentz all game. He's going to be running for his life. He's going to be throwing on his butt. He's got the worst pass completion in the league. All his screams under to me. Take the under. And I'll take Golden Tate to score the first touchdown for the Giants.
I like the under also. I just think that you got 2 of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. 2 guys that I think if they were replaced tomorrow, that these fan bases would be greatly appreciative of it.
Man, they have party lights going. Woo!
I don't think you can replace Wentz with the amount of money they're paying him. You got to leave him in. I don't think it's all his fault. The offensive line, no weapons.
Oh, he stinks. He stinks, man.
Even with all those guys, he still stinks.
He stinks, man. He stinks. He stinks. The guy holds on to the ball so long in the pocket, man. He holds on. This is why he gets hurt all the time. It's because he's standing back there, holding the ball. And in his defense, his only defense is that he's got a crappy head coach who calls these patterns that take forever to develop downfield. So he's got to hold on to the football because nobody's open. It's either that or run, and no one wants to see that. I don't know. This guy, he just seems clueless. Put him on the Patriots, I bet you he's a Hall of Famer, but on this team, he's no way, man. You got to get the ball out of his hand quick. You got to do with Wentz what they did with Goff in L.A., which is they start calling plays where the ball is out of his hands in the first 3 to 4 seconds of the play. Just that's it. Snap.
So you're saying it's coaching and not talent?
I think it's both. I think it's both. But you still have to have the great players, the great ones, the best ones of their era, the best ones each year, the best ones of the era, the best ones of all time are the guys who create. They create. They don't just, it's not just the set play, It's the guys who create. Michael Jordan, right? You give him the ball in space and you let him create. Reggie Bush, when he played at USC, college football. Why was Lane Kiffin an offensive genius? He found plays which created space for Reggie Bush. That's all he did. And then Leinart won the Heisman Trophy, right? He can't throw the ball 15 yards, right? We saw him in the NFL. He couldn't throw the ball 15 yards. He won the Heisman Trophy because all he had to do was dunk the ball to Reggie Bush. It's like these are the great players, that do that. Russell Wilson creates in space. Patrick Mahomes creates in space. Carson Wentz gets suffocated on a consistent basis.
Well, he can't help it. He's got to wear that paper bag on his head as he's running,
It sucks, man. It sucks.
Someone didn't make the eye holes big enough. I can't see.
Wanted to get Brian's take on that Rice Middle Tennessee State. I just can't get out of it. It's like one of those things that's like you looked at it and now you're dead. It's like now that's what you're going to. It's kind of that like I have the Bun Bun song that I sing. And it's kind of just sticks in your head all day. It's like. They have the.
I was singing that bloody song.
Yeah. It's kitschy. It's kitschy, but it's like, this is one of those things where it's kind of like Rice, Middle Tennessee. It's like a car wreck. It's like you don't want to look, but you gotta look.
It just sticks to you.
It's a fiery car wreck that you just can't turn away from.
Yeah,
It's
terrible.
Look. Oh no. I can't get it out of my face. As long as you don't go to bed and you start dreaming about Middle Tennessee and Rice, you'll be good.
Waiting for Brian to come back here. Chris, what games you looking at this weekend?
There's a few on mostly for college football so far. I mean, I'm liking, I'm liking TCU. I'm even looking at the money line a little bit against Oklahoma. I just think that's I don't like the way the Sooners have looked, and even with TCU at home not maybe being the best offensively, I think they can give Oklahoma a run. I think that's the game at the top of my list right now.
So Brian got his earphones in. Brian,
Yep.
This Rice Middle Tennessee game, right? So Rice opens, right? This is the first game of the season. It's Rice, and it's Rice. Okay, the Owls. They open at 1.5 point favorites against Middle Tennessee. This is their 7th game of the year. They open at home as 1.5 point favorites. Massive inverse line movement pushes the line through 3 to 3.5. They haven't played a game yet.
You got to bet Rice all day,
right? It's like it's
How
crazy.
Can you not bet Rice? You got to bet Rice.
I'm all over them. I'm all over the Owls like white on rice.
Will they get 10 points if they're lucky? Middle Tennessee. The Owls' defense is returning 10 guys.
Yeah,
so,
well, they all stink. That's the problem. We return 10 guys. They all stink. It's like
they'll be average giving up 25 points a game. And Rice has been, Blue Raiders have been outscored by 16 points in a game so far this year in 6 games. Rice looks pretty easy. They're pumped. They're ready to go. They've been waiting for how long? They're gonna come out and run right over them.
Yep. Looks like some big bettors backing her. You gotta go Rice, or you don't go at all on that one.
It is one that we're waiting for. Rod, what do you think of Indiana and Penn State?
That one for me. I think we're gonna see a grind them out game in between the 20s, and that's gonna go under. I really love the under in that game.
I really hate Tom Allen. I really hate his guts. Coach of Indiana. I can't stand him. Yeah. He's on my list of the worst 5 coaches in all of college football. You want to see some head-scratching decisions, you tune in that one. I don't know what channel it's on, but I would do the promo. You want to see some crappy-ass coaching, you watch that game. The line looks funny, so Brian's probably like, oh, I really like Indiana.
Penn State's way too square. You might skip the game then.
You have to. Well, the thing is that you have a coach, in Indiana that if they're trailing by 10 with 5 minutes left to go, they stop trying. They slam the ball into the line. We've seen it a million times. I mean, you're going to see some of the most ridiculous timeout usage of the season. in this game because that's how this guy coaches. No one burns timeouts in useless situations like Indiana. This guy's the worst coach out there. He will coach you right out of a game against a guy at Penn State. We could call it the squarest play on the board because it is, right? And we against a guy who won at Vandy. Okay? You have the worst coach in college football against a guy who won at Vandy. I'll take the guy who won at Vandy. I'll take my chances. I'll take about 4 dimes worth of chances on that. How about that?
I would calm that down. I don't know. I don't see it. I watched Penn State football over the years. These are the type of games they lose.
Yeah, well, I've seen Indiana football over the years, and this is the type of game that you're just kind of sitting there wondering. It's like, what's he even doing? What's he even thinking? This guy's an asshole. It's like if you ever bet on Indiana, then you've absolutely referred to this guy as an asshole. It's like, what an asshole. It's like as they're down, as all they need is a touchdown for the backdoor cover. And and there's plenty of time left to go in the game to drive down the field for the garbage touchdown. The other team's in a soft prevent zone, and they're slamming the ball into the line. And all you're saying to yourself is, "What an asshole!" I mean, let's look at the Hoosiers. Let's look at the crap that this guy puts on the field. Let's take a look at this record against the number in recent outings. What was the game that it was Ohio State 2 years ago. This is where I started this salty thing with him. So they lost to Tennessee in their bowl game, getting 2.5. They didn't cover against Purdue. They didn't cover against Michigan. They got walloped in that one. They covered against Penn State last year, but they were getting 15. They would not have covered 6.5.
Lions 1-3-1 last 5 meetings. Indiana home team 6-2 against the spread last 9. I would be betting $4,000 on Penn State. That's for sure.
All right, well, let's make it 5,500 then. Nice even number. Let's round it up.
You're gonna put yourself in a bad mood.
Let's round it up another unit. Now everyone asks me, what's your units? Now you know. Round it up.
I haven't even written down my Saturday college football.
Me neither. I'm just. I do the.
Help me out with one. I just put Indiana in big letters. Indiana Hoosiers.
Well, there's one loss. I'll go. You can put it in the system.
I'm not
you can put it in the system. I'll grade it for you right now.
I think you'll see an outright Hoosiers win on Saturday. How about that? Yeah, I think it's a field goal game, honestly.
Yeah, Indiana's going to have about 2 field goals. Penn State's going to have 4 or 5 touchdowns. That's what you're looking at.
We're in like bizarro world. You're arguing Penn State, and I'm arguing Indiana, and I'm Pennsylvania. But
I live in Hawaii, so that makes me Indiana.
I'm not a fan of anybody. I like Liberty University, as you guys know. So that's my team.
I like them this week against Southern Miss. I did that video. Me and Ruffalo did a bunch of videos, but we didn't do like the Southern Miss and Rice and Middle Tennessee. I'm doing all those at Pick Dog. Pick Dogs, I'm just doing every game. It's like I'm on a roll. I've been up since 2:30 in the morning my time, and I've been doing videos all day. Like I did crap ton. There's a bunch that have already been posted, and then there's a bunch that I'm doing, and then I'm up to the last one I did was West Virginia, Texas Tech. So I have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. I have 13 more left to go on the college football. I'll probably finish those today, and then I'll do the baseball game also for tomorrow.
College football is going to be huge on Saturday. I'm looking forward to it because you got a little bit bigger of a play to games to choose from. So
yeah, I like more games. My record gets better. It's a magical formula. The more the game,
I don't increase my games. I just get better quality. I think.
Right. Well, I have a limit unless I really see a lot of games I really like. I don't have something where it's like well, that's the most I'm going to do, but I think that it's easier to leave a game on the side that you're not 100% all in on. than it is when you only have a handful of games. Which
it's not like we just have the Rays and Dodgers to look at.
Right, which makes it nearly impossible. But people will grade me not just as a handicapper, but as a person based upon my free pick videos. It's like not only will they grade just me, as my free pick, lean, that I clearly say lean right in the video, like strongly say lean. But they grade, me, my wife, my dog, and my whole game plan and existence for life, is based on my picking of the under in those games, which I was wrong.
Do you remember the most plays you ever put out on a Saturday? I think it might have been 16. Do you think you've ever put out more than 16 in a day?
No.
Maybe I'm wrong with 16.
What, for me?
Yeah, on a Saturday college football.
I have put that many out on a Saturday where there's like 60 something games.
Yeah, like 100 games.
Yeah, I have for sure, but I think that's the most I ever did. That was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Sometimes it's hard to help yourself.
I did it. No, well, it was like if you have that many games that fit the formula, and the thing is, that day that I did give out that many games, I had one of my biggest winning days ever. I was like 11-4 or something. It was like, it wasn't like I gave out a ton of games and took it up the pipe.
Yeah, it's hard to rebound from an 0-15 day or some crazy crap like that.
That's like when you go NBA opening night and you do almost all the games, right? It's like that's it. It's like you might as well if you're gonna put in 9 plays on NBA opening night, you might as well just cash your season and say forget it, right? So it's done.
College hoops on the first Saturday, and put in a dozen games. It can go the other way real quick on you.
It can.
Oh, like I've seen it. That damn useless 3 in college hoops. They have no problem heaving it up from the other end. Whee! Oh, look, it went in. They're doing a little dance. They didn't even win the game, and they're like, "Look at that shot! Yeah, woo!" And you're like, "Ooh."
Duke and Virginia throwing up a 3-point.
You could keep aim until you're blue in the face the game instead of had that useless 3.
So everybody that's out there, we have a new design coming for Sports Chat Place. We have new colors and a new logo.
I thought you were gonna tell me one of the guys on the message board was telling us, "Oh, Shaquan Barkley's not playing tonight for the Giants or something."
That's what I was waiting for too. So, that's cool. We'll go.
Zach Ertz ain't playing tonight.
What
New logo.
What colors?
You'll see it soon enough. The new site's awesome.
Get an advanced copy of the T-shirt. Hopefully, we get advanced copies.
I don't even have a T-shirt or shirts or anything. I just saw it for the first time last night.
Are you excited?
I love the design of the site and the layout of the site, at least the desktop version, which I know is less and less popular these days. I love the new look. I think it's the best design we've ever had. The logo might take a little bit getting used to, and I like the idea of the new logo. I like most of the things about it. There's a couple things about it that I'm not 100% all in on. We'll have to see. I just need to double check it against some other things. Because, so, anyways.
So when the new logo comes out, are there going to be 20% off coupons? Joking. Anyway.
Use coupon code MOMLIKE. Great radio show.
Get 80% off this weekend.
Yeah, because we'll just make our prices really outrageously high. So we'll just offer you that. What does that say? You have a sale every weekend. The prices are too high for weekend sports. I don't know what that says. What does it say? It's like Sorry, Brian, you're only worth 25% less of what you were. I'm sorry. Chris, 40%. Rod, 28%.
What?
Someone combined coupons.
Oh.
Discount code overbite. Anyways, college football, App State versus Arkansas State. Brian? We normally go this way, and then it goes down that way, and then that way, and then here. It's kind of, we've been doing this for a while. This is kind of the
I was
rotation.
thinking about overbites and mom likes and 20% off codes. I wasn't thinking about this game tonight, but now I'm back into it. If I had to give out a free pick on this one, which I do, I'm going to lean towards the over. I know that's probably a square play, but Arkansas State can put up points. And I think App State's going to score all they need to in this one. So look for a high-scoring game around 70, 71.
Yeah, I was on the over leading up to this one, but the more I'm looking at it, I think it's going to still creep under the number. I can see this one hitting 60, 65, but I think going up towards 70 is a little bit much, even with that Arkansas State defense. So I'll stick with the under on this one.
Rod?
For me in the next one, I'm going to take Arkansas State. Give me the plus 13.5 points. I think the minus 10 is long gone. Arkansas State is 4-1 ATS against this number. I know their defense is bad, but App State hasn't even they haven't played in a bit. They're going to come out a little rusty. Give me App State in the points.
What about taking the first half on Ark State?
Potentially you could.
Potentially you could. I also think Arkansas and the points. Full game.
I wonder what the first half money line is on Arkansas State. I could see them giving a bit of a run early on.
Worth a shot at plus 400.
I like the over. I don't love it. I like it. I got a premium pick on the game. It's available in my weekly package, or you could buy it individually, or 3-day package, or monthly package, or a yearly package. Available in any of those forms. There's a lot of ways to get it. Anyways, anything else you guys want to talk about? We'll call it a short show, 33 minutes, or we can just ramble about it.
Guys, make sure you pick up 3-day passes of all, especially Mitch for his birthday. Go out and pick up a 3-day pass and wish him a happy birthday. That's the best way to do it.
Chris, what are you talking about in the drive-thru tonight?
I actually haven't picked my game yet. I should probably get on that, but we're going to have a great show tonight. I just got to see who's on.
Who are the guests?
Damien Sasha's on tonight, I believe.
Yeah, I got Alex Smart, Al Ninos, Rod's on, Shane Mickle, Damien Sash, obviously Tony T.
You.
Yeah, you. Main attraction. Save the best for last.
We can't ask you what game you're talking about because Tony's just going to huck one at you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Be like, here, you do this.
Mitch, we've got Middle Tennessee rice for you. When Tony and I used to do the old podcast, we'd be like talking about something and then totally unprepared. Like, what do you think about UNLV against San Diego State? It's like blindside you with two teams that haven't played yet this season. The end of the card that you haven't got to yet.
I miss UNLV. Backdoor cover team.
Seemed to take us some beatings last year too, eh?
Anything else?
We got a bird cage. So all for Europa League soccer today, and all to draw. Celtic, AC Milan, PSV and Granada, and Standard Liège Rangers. The 3-leg. If you play one unit on the 3-leg parlay, $100 pays out $4,400.
Rod, you got anything?
Yeah, I got one. Take Granada money line. They win outright. No tie there. Sorry. I'm sorry. I like Granada to win outright. Give me Granada to win.
We're gonna draw.
Outright.
Draw.
Outright.
All right. Brian, you got anything else to say for yourself?
Let's make sure you pick up my golden ticket tonight.
I'll be live at halftime during that Giants-Eagles game. Really excited
Derek,
about
we're the chocolate factory with the golden ticket?
No. Just easy money.
Who's got a golden ticket? Got a golden ticket.
That's all as soon as you say golden ticket, I'm like, chocolate factory? Willy Wonka?
Yeah, it's like Grandpa Joe's like bedridden, all of a sudden he's up dancing, It's like
Chocolate factory?
it just so happens to be the day that the welfare inspector is there.
I like my extreme violator.
It's like, wait a minute, aren't you on disability? It's like,
oh yeah, I forgot.
He's dancing. He's flying through the chocolate factory. Doesn't look too disability to me. It's always like these odd things, right? It's like in these movies, they kind of don't make sense.
It's the funny things that they leave in the background that they forget about, that nobody really notices until the movie is released, and then it's like, did you see that go by? And it's like, what? Where?
They'll kill you to death.
Look, we're in movie. Look, there's a watch on that guy's hand, and it's in a movie. Who watches haven't even been made yet.
Brian, Rocky is still big in Philly.
Rocky's always big. Yeah. I used to love when they brought Rocky out before an Eagles game at the beginning of the season. Used to get me going. I like Rocky.
There you have it. Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. Kind of just trying to stretch it out a little bit for no reason whatsoever. We've gotten 8 minutes of talking about really. really.
After Rocky 4, it kind of got it was a little too much.
I would say after Rocky 1, it kind of got to be a little much.
Well,
He'll kill you to
like
death was from
the last Rocky movie that they came out with, where he was old and
that kid. Yeah.
So
I'll sit around and watch a Rocky marathon once in a while, and it's like I can get to Rocky 3. That is the he'll kill you to death.
Apollo was okay. The movie Apollo with his kid.
But once Mickey's gone, it's not the same anymore. It's Burgess Meredith.
Yeah.
Yeah, the manager. I don't know. Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. It was fun. Only 2 games. Tomorrow we got 4 college football, and the World Series resumes. Who's pitching tomorrow?
Morton and Bueller.
Bueller, I think. Yeah.
Bueller. Anyone?
Bueller and Morton.
Anyone? Bueller. So now the Rays are the home team. Do they switch dugouts?
Maybe.
I think they do.
They got to switch everything. Switch
I would guess they
everything?
do because like the home clubhouse is a big advantage.
Did they let fans into those first 2 games?
Yeah.
I haven't watched.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the guy make the catch on the home run?
I haven't
Glove
watched
back?
a second of the World Series. No.
And then he threw the glove back. Well, he threw his glove. He was like, "Yeah, I don't need this." Oh wait.
Well, that's nice.
It was hilarious. He was like, "Uh-oh. I did
Yeah,
the wrong thing."
There hasn't been a lot of excitement, in the World Series. There hasn't really been any excitement at all.
No, it's been their worst viewers ever.
Down 25%, but I think that's not as bad as NBA, so I guess it's an improvement. But I think the players are gonna get hurt when it comes to free agency. So we'll see.
I think ratings are down because you got the Rays instead of the Yankees. You had the Yankees in there, you'd probably be okay, or the Red Sox.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers is like as vanilla as it gets, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
like
Everybody just assumes the Dodgers are gonna win. It's not worth
it
watching.
was like the Braves during the 90s, It was like the 90s and 2000s. It was like the home fans stopped going to the playoff games. They didn't sell out their playoff games because it was like they were just there every year. It was like we're not going to go anymore to playoff games. We'll only go to World Series. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Of course, we'll try and act more professional tomorrow.